Hi, I'm Katie Ledecky. As an Olympic athlete, you might think staying healthy is easy for me. Truth is, we all face challenges. Keeping the right mindset is how we achieve our best personal performance. At Catholic Health, the same focus on wellness and prevention that I follow every day is the way they think too. That's why I'm teaming up with Catholic Health to help make healthcare even more positive, proactive, and personal for every person across Long Island. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
From Gold Star Stadium, the Gales of Iona Prep have made the trip from Westchester to take on the Flyers of Chaminade. It is a Catholic high school league game not to be missed here. And it's all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Today's game is brought to you by Catholic Health. Long live you and long live Long Island. Well, a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Brian Soper here for a Catholic League showdown between an Iona Prep team that is looking to become one of the elite teams in this league, in this region, against a team that is perennially just that in Chaminade. So it's an interesting contrast in styles, Soap, and again, that's what makes this game so much fun.
Yeah, we go from Reeves Rock for Chaminade. Now they welcome the boys from New Rock in. I think it's a really interesting matchup, right? You have two elite goal scorers for Iona versus one of the best goalies in the country and a defense that's really physical. And on the other side, you have a defense that has only given up 5.8 goals per game, a really good goalie versus a Flyers offense that really tests all six guys on defense. So I think it's a really interesting matchup we have Tuesday at Gold Star.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Iona Prep is a team that, look, they play in the AA of the Catholic League, right? So it's a rung below the AAA, which is where there's only two schools in the AAA. It's St. Anthony's and Chaminade. So this Iona Prep team is looking to kind of close that gap, right, with the Chaminades, with the St. Anthony's, and you play a schedule that is somewhat like them, right? You both play Don Bosco, you both play a Staples and other teams of that ilk. What these guys have done to start the season really open eyes. You go to Jersey and you beat and like really beat a Don Bosco team. That got everyone's attention, right? Like, whoa, who are these guys at Iona Prep? Since though they've lost 2 out of their last 3, but they battled. It was a 4-2 game against St. Anthony's just a week ago. So they're a legit team, and Soap, they've got a couple of dudes, right? Let's focus on them right now. These are two guys who will eventually, in 2 years' time, maybe be roommates. They'll certainly be teammates down in Chapel Hill, Timmy Plunkett and Dylan Galata.
And, you know, both head to UNC. We have plenty of UNC guys from the island, Rayo, Merrill. But Tim Plunkett, senior, 2-time All-American, well over 300 points already, 98 as a freshman, 116 last year as a junior, captain of this team. He's confident, he's aggressive. And then you have Galata, right? He started every game since transferring to Iona. This defense, again, has given up 5.8 goals per game, and he's a reason why. It seems like Belichick and Bresci, right, have been hanging around Iona Prep for Carolina to recruit some of these Gales.
Yeah, they already have Crew Davis in the house right now, star running back, and he was one of the best lacrosse players as well for this team. He's sorely missed for these Gales, but yeah, listen, you know Belichick's got the stick in his office. There's no question about that. So that's the story for Iona, 8-2 on the year coming into this game. And we look at Chaminade. You know, we just saw them on Saturday. They're a team that obviously played in one of their signature games of the year. Reeves Rock. They beat Manhasset. They got contributions from a lot of different players. They were able to go deep into their bench for that one. And they are a team that in some ways getting healthier, in other ways they're not, right? So might be missing Sam Fox today. They got bad news that Harrison Voorhees is going to be out for the year, but potential good news here, we might see the guy who wears number 19, at least in some situations, as you see James Gillis there warming up before the start of this one.
Really nice boost to have him back in the lineup, even if it's in a man-up role. You know, I think the coaching staff has the right mindset. You know, ease him back in. We got bigger games to play, and plus, he's the #1 recruit, Duke. You want to make sure you're doing right by the kid.
Two guys the Flyers will rely on today, should they continue this winning streak on the offensive side. It's Brendan Sim and then Gavin Duran. I think Soap defensively, Duran has really done a great job of kind of reining himself back. He's still aggressive. He's still going to hit hard, get hard checks, but he's not getting as many penalties as he once did.
Yeah, that's great. Controlled aggression is really important. Sim, the Cornell recruit, him and Cypress have really been the guys to step up in the absence of Gillis, with Balsamo feeding them the rock. Sim and who we got? Sim
Ferraro,
and Cypress,
Rich,
right, have been
Cypress,
so good, right?
yeah.
And Gavin Duran, you know, he's going to be heading to Princeton, right? He has the lax IQ, played pole last year, now down low. You know, he's been that guy to really fill in for D'Agostino, Gavin Fitzpatrick, Gerbasi. They lost those guys, and I think Trainer as well as Duran have really solidified that in front of a really good goalie in Walsh.
All right, let's take a look at the starters first for the visitors from Iona Prep. And your attack line is Haggerty, Plunkett, and Sykes. Your first midfield is Napolitano, O'Boyle, and Hiltzy. Hiltzy, by the way, 24, just a freshman. At LSM, we mentioned it before, Gulata. You're close to a little bit of a change there from usual. As you see, Michael Drummy is in. Unfortunately, they suffered an injury to a regular starter in Austin Davies, out for the year after that New Canaan game. But Drummy does come back in off of injury. He joins Jacobs and Jake Davies. And in the cage for Iona is a guy, too. Listen, he's been on varsity since he was a pup. It's Ryan Elliott.
Senior, 6'1", 200, committed to Bowdoin. I love his quote, right? Big eyes, short memory. That's a great motto for a goalie. He's a 3-time starter, 4 times on the varsity. Really good goaltender. Has been in a lot of the elite showcases. You just see the way he gets down on the ball. Really love the way he plays and outlets the ball. 95 GPA, smart kid, running the defense. Likes to crouch low and make you beat him.
And then the acting head coach, at least for another game or two, that's Nick Trezano. He is a 2009 graduate of Iona, played for his dad, Rick, who, if you see right there, bottom left of your screen, still getting back after some surgery, so we're happy to see Rick on the sideline there. But Nick Trezano, he's also the OC, leading goal scorer of all time in Iona's history. John Aranzio is your DC. Luke Wooters, what a great player he was, graduate of 2012. Matt Kingston and Fred Cambria, who's got that national championship ring with Syracuse.
From Huntington.
1983.
Yeah, Trezano, 511 points. Are you kidding me? Top 10 New York State.
So we take a look now at the starters for Chaminade, mostly unchanged, right, from or completely unchanged from Saturday. Balsamo, Pizzo, and Sim. Your first midfield line of Ferraro, Rich, Harista Ferrados, and Cypress. Ryan Battaglia at LSM. Trainer, Duran, Offsea, and in the cage, it is Kieran Walsh.
Just an elite ball stopper heading to Notre Dame. You know, you got to beat him, right? He's a prototypical goalie. He's got the size. He's got that stance. Makes you really shoot well. I think both these goalies play a similar style. It's a great matchup. Walsh, the 5-star, just one of the best around, and just a film rat. You know, he's got to be watching the film of Haggerty and Plunkett, ready for their high heat.
Head coach of Chaminade, there he is, Greg Kay, first year. Chaminade 98 graduate, played his college ball at Siena. Associate head coach Tom O'Connell, he's got a championship ring too with Maryland. He is your DC. Richie Greismer, the co-OC. Chris Clark works with the face-off guys. James Gillis with the D. Cal Sullivan works the middle of the field, and Dylan Greismer helps out with the defense. It is Chaminade. It is Iona Prep. We'll have our keys to the game in the opening face-off when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Long live the morning routine. Long live friendly competition. Long live cozy nights at home. And long live healthcare that works with your life. Access to great doctors, simple mobile app, convenient locations across Long Island? Absolutely. You have options, but at Catholic Health, we'd like to remind you to choose you first, because we did too. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
If you're looking to optimize your sporting event, look no further than Varsity Media's coverage. Since working with them over the course of the past 4 years through the Elite 5 New York City Football Showcase, their coverage has helped take us to the top.
Varsity Media does an unbelievable job in terms of the broadcast, backgrounds on kids, do a great job in exposure from top to bottom. I couldn't really say anything negative. It's been a great couple of years that we've been working together, and it's just fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys are here has helped grow it, really. I mean, Varsity Media's been a good partner with us now for the last couple of years. That brings this game to a much broader audience.
The level of detail and that you go to, I mean, obviously the announcers, the camera angles, the slow motions, I mean, you feel like it's being covered by, ESPN.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back at Gold Star Stadium, Dylan Butler, Brian Soper, our entire Varsity Media crew here for this Tuesday afternoon tilt in the Catholic League, as it is Iona Prep and Chaminade here meeting. Iona Prep looking for their first ever win against Chaminade. They've been close. A couple of one-goal games a couple of years ago, back-to-back years, in fact, but the Gales yet to beat the Flyers. Chaminade's looking to continue their winning streak as well. We talked with the coaches for both of these teams, and so here's what they identified as their keys to this one.
Yeah, Iona Prep got a battle at the face-off X, get it above 50%, win the GB battle, right? Clear and ride well. Be very, very aggressive in the ride and clear with precision. Chaminade, get their defense rotating. You got to find 10, you got to find 20 if you're the defenders for Chaminade. Stop their transition game, and there it is, right? Contain those two guys. You're talking about over 500 points in a career from Haggerty and Plunkett. Got to stop them if you're the Flyers.
And Plunkett would be the guy who's oftentimes the facilitator for Haggerty. So if you cut the head off the snake, and that takes care of things if you're a Chaminade.
Plunkett, almost 200 assists in his career. That's some elite ball distribution. You mentioned these staffs. We got to mention Grismer on the Chaminade side. He was also in '95 at Delphi National Championship and
all right,
goalie of the year.
A lot of rings on these sidelines as we get set for the opening face-off, and doing so today. See Shane Banahan, the junior for Iona Prep, and on the other side it is the senior George Mavlios.
Mavlios heading to Rutgers, also an offensive threat with 7 goals. And Banahan, junior, 2-year varsity. 13 wins versus Stepanak, so he's having a really good season, close to 70%.
Opening faceoff will go to Iona Prep.
And that was Harry Walsh, right, the senior Merchant Marine. He was 15 for 17 in Reeves Rock against Manhasset.
Possession, though, will go to the Flyers. Walsh looks this way. What a day the short stick D-mid he's had scoring the ball against Manhasset.
Shapiro, Meyerhofer, Trapani.
As now we have a settled offensive look here for the Flyers. You mentioned their offense amoeba-like in their attack in the midfield, and it was kind of a 9-man amoeba type of look, but with Sam Fox, first shot is saved, rebound.
Oh, nice job.
Saved again.
See how athletic Ryan Elliott is. Heading to Bowdoin. Bowdoin's 15-0 right now.
Loose ball scooped up. And here comes the Gales. That's Michael Genova.
Genova heading to Hartford. Hartford used to be a D1 program, now competing in the D3.
Look out, Balsamo. Pizzo! Denied.
Elliott might have got a piece of that, or the bar. He's going to have to be huge today. 17, 18 saves if Iona's going to win this game.
And look who comes out of the box. James Gillis. Great to see him back on the field.
Number 1 ranked recruit. 3rd year on the varsity.
He'll no doubt be limited today. As you said, the plan is to ease him back. First shot is saved. Pizzo rebound, another one!
It's got to be 5 so far for Elliott. You know, they ran Gillis out of the box, got him on a shorty. That left hand looked mighty fine to me.
Aaron pass goes out. It'll be Iona Prep ball.
Gillis over 130 points in his career, 10 and 13 before the injury.
Ooh, look out. As the Gales will look to try to clear here.
This game could easily be 2-0 right now if it wasn't for Elliott.
There's Jesse Jacobs, gets it across, and now the Gales will look to run. That's Dylan Sykes, the sophomore from Rye.
That was a clear by the freshman Hiltzy. Basketball player, really good athlete.
Now Iona Prep gets their first settled 6-on-6 look.
So interesting to see the matchups. You see Duran on Plunkett.
There's O'Boyle.
Haggerty draws Trainer.
Nice spin, good slide, and there's the takeaway. Duran comes away with it. The bouncer to Balsamo. What I was saying before is it was a 9-man, and now Fox has been sick. He was questionable today, and then with the injury to Voorhees, now that cuts it down a little bit. You know, you do again. You ease back Gillis, so you get a big piece back there. But still, it's a very difficult offense to game plan for.
Voorhees was going to Hobart, kind of like a bigger guy.
And then Sim, what a dodge at the cage. Finally, one gets past Iona Prep's goalie Ryan Elliott, and the Flyers take a 1-0 lead.
Just has the ability, uses a pick against Shapiro, sets that pick, no slide coming, extra step by Sim. His 24th goal on the year. One of those guys who's just has really stepped up, and I think with Sim and Cypress's emergence, if Gillis comes back and is healthy, this offense gets really, really dangerous on who you're going to pull.
Exactly. Back to the face-off X. Walsh again there. Another face-off win for the Gales. Now 10 and 20 will play catch. Billy Haggerty and Plunkett, both captains, both 4-year guys. So this rise for Iona these last few years, they've been at the heart of it.
Plunkett, 2-time, perhaps 3-time All-American. Haggerty was an All-American last year.
So was his brother.
Yeah, Matt Plunkett, who's at Holy Cross.
Here is O'Boyle. Works it to X, and that's where Plunkett operates from. In and out of the stick. Can't have unforced errors if you are Iona Prep, as Meyerhofer gets it across.
Meyerhofer, last year played D-mid, started this year playing some offensive mid, recruit heading to Towson. Just gives you a lot of versatility. He can stay on and play here. He can trap guys on the defensive end.
There's Cypress. As Atwell will come on now. Downhill, Cypress loses it though. Good stick check applied by Genova, and here come the Gales. Getting it over was Gulata. And Iona Prep was ruled to have been offside.
Genova's interesting, right? Hartford used to be a D1 program. Chris LaMonica was a great goalie from Long Island, Team USA in 2002.
And correction, Chaminade was offside, so the first man-up opportunity for the Gales. And Plunkett will get things restarted.
Yeah, can you shut off two guys, 10 and 20?
Napolitano.
He's dangerous as well.
Good movement for these Gales.
Five-man rotation for Chaminade.
Bouncer, Walsh makes the save to deny O'Boyle. Chaminade, the freshly minted USA Lacrosse Magazine rankings have the Flyers at number 10 in the country, 10-3 on the year. Iona Prep was in the top 25 last week, but as we said, they lost 2 out of their last 3 games at St. Anthony's and then home in overtime, double overtime, to New Canaan.
Nice job by Walsh, little face dodge. Chaminade riding a 6-game winning streak.
There's Pizzo to Balsamo. Aristoferatos.
We saw success with that little high wing pick. Not be shocked if we see something like that again.
Cypress pumps the brakes at X. Spins there, looks for options, and the kick out. Ferraro Rich shoots it wide.
Exactly what Coach K was talking to us about. Loves when they generate offense and they're able to flip the field. They flipped the field twice there. Leads to an alley dodge.
Lefty rip by Sim was wide.
Nice job by Pizzo. Got it to the in the high crease. Kicked it out to Sim. Sim usually buries those, but Elliott's had a hot start. Makes you think twice.
Yeah, 5 saves already for Elliott. Inside roll, Balsamo!
UVA commit, 5-star, 3-year starter on varsity, just picks his spots, gets a shorty there, inside rolls, takes an extra step. Huge IQ by him. 18th goal on the year, his 50th point. Over 145 career points for Balsamo, one of the best to wear the Flyer jersey.
2-0 lead early on for Chaminade.
You know, Balsamo's one of those guys, he's been distributing it so much lately that, you know, perhaps you're like, we don't really want to slide on him, but kid's dangerous.
Balsamo gets it back. Here comes Atwell getting something in the sub game. Atwell stings it high.
Atwell, you know, climbing up there. Every game seems to be getting 1 or 2 goals. That's 7 on the year.
There's Sam Fox. Good to see him back.
Yeah, 7 goals for him. Brother Ben at UNC wore the 19 for Chaminade.
Gillis and Balsamo.
Caught them again in the sub.
They're back again, those two. Like, how much do they miss each other, right? Like, that combination has been a tandem for how many years now?
Nice check. Jake Davies, the sophomore.
This will be a push against Chaminade, so Iona prep ball. See if they could deal here or get a clear against the ride. Here's Napolitano.
Nice job by Jesse Jacobs Jr. Heading to Sienna, a little sidearm pass to Napolitano.
Napolitano draws Matty Pearl.
Napolitano heading to Manhattan. Hard lefty dodger.
Hilsey. Kick out, that's Ryder Atiri, the junior. He and his brother, part of a second midfield line. Look at the strength there by Plunkett. Shoots it wide though.
Plunkett's confident. He's aggressive. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense. He'll dodge, then re-dodge. Got to bring your lunch pail if you're guarding 20.
Here comes Haggerty. Napolitano tries to get topside. Napolitano!
You see it. We mentioned it before. Hard lefty dodger can shoot it. Draws a pole. Doesn't matter. Doesn't use the pick. Gets to the middle. Very nice release. High. Drops it downstairs. Napolitano's got dual citizenship. Played for the Spain national team with his dad, Craig, in Poland. So he's world traveled, and we saw an explosive goal for him.
And he cuts the deficit in half now, 2-1.
What a great story with Harry Walsh here.
How about the stick checks there? Impressive stuff from Banahan, but it'll be Chaminade to come away with it.
Yeah, Walsh heading to the Merchant Marine Academy.
Interception at midfield by Haggerty. Unsettled. Haggerty off the bar.
Yeah, with space. Absolute rocket. Iona's used to doing a lot of intercepting on the football field.
Yeah.
Picked one up on the attack.
Not necessarily Haggerty. Xander Poole, yes. We'll see him for these Gales, but
feels like those are the opportunities that you have to bury if you're Iona. Your goalie kept you in it early. You've gotten some aggressive moves, some rides.
You battled the face-off X. Here comes Cypress, saved.
He crouches low, similar to Walsh. You think you got the top, and he's like, nope. Denied.
Galata's going. Galata! Pole goal! Tied at 2.
Starts with a great save. Elliott steals one, gets it out in the open field. Since he stepped on campus at Iona, this kid has been making plays. Right, freshman was all league for Horace Greeley. Comes in, has started every game. UNC takes notice. The entire CHSAA on notice. Galata, really strong junior from Mount Kisco.
What a juice goal that is inside the final minute of the first quarter. And you knew as soon as that stick check from behind missed, he was going to the goal. Love the idea, too, to bounce it.
And you think about UNC, right? Their polls, right? Ashai, McDonald, Thoman, all Long Island guys, local.
Off the face-off, it's Haggerty. And now it's the Gales with the lead.
Haggerty senior, great size, 6'2". Coach Crawley's getting a monster here. Shooter at high point. He's a captain. Absolute coach's dream. Coach's dream goalie nightmare. Billy Haggerty.
And it's Banahan, the face-off specialist, with the assist.
Yeah, Haggerty's a gunslinger, man. He can really, really rip it. Hockey captain, leader. Lucas Santucci facing off for Chaminade.
And that's a heck of a job by Balsamo just to keep that ball in. So now the Flyers looking to settle things down here, maybe get the equalizer before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, let's see how they attack this this ISO invert behind. See, they're setting a pick, but Iona's not even putting a guy behind.
Balsamo swings at the Fox. Slide comes his way by Gulata. Fox switches hands, and we are tied.
So if you're the Iona defense, right, you slid, but we kind of slid to each other. Right, watch the slide. Both defenders kind of go to the same side. Allows for the rollback. It catches, Elliott a bit off his arc as he thinks he's going lefty. What a great goal by Sim.
Yeah, correction. It was Sim, not Fox, his second of the game. Tied at 3, 2 seconds left.
You know, it's short time, right? You think he's going lefty, right? Elliott was posted up for the lefty shot, and then the rollback.
His faceoff will go to Chaminade. But what a fun first quarter we had here. Iona, they get off the bus. They got their poles, and they're scoring goals.
Yeah, I mean, that's a wicked bounce shot to the top corner. Little momentum by Iona. Sim put out the fire.
Second quarter next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Brennan O'Neill, and you're watching Varsity Media.
At St. Francis Heart Center, we're not just regional heart experts. We share our greater success with the world. We don't just pioneer technology. We do it more than anywhere on Greater Long Island. And we don't just win awards. We deliver greater outcomes for people like you. As New York's only specialty designated cardiac center, we're not satisfied with just being good. This is Long Island. This is St. Francis Heart Center. and greater lives here.
Back at Gold Star Stadium, those Gales right there have rallied. Soap, as this one is tied at 3 heading into the second quarter.
I've gotten some hot goaltending. Haggerty showed off his shooting ability. We saw Galata kind of go coast to coast. They caught fire there. Not a great start, but way to finish the quarter if you're Iona Prep.
And they've scored on 3 of their, unofficially, their 5 shots. Clean face-off win will go quick. Balsamo, 6 seconds into the quarter, and it is Chaminade up 4-3.
Just patting that. Maybe put a little statue down on that kind of right hand of the goal wing. Left side now if you're coming to you. He absolutely owns that spot. Usually that same release, low to low, absolutely deadly.
Give the assist to Luca Santucci.
Nineteenth goal on the year for Balsamo.
Santucci, goes backwards and wins another.
Going to be interesting, right? With his skill set, John Balsamo, you got the Millen brothers. It's going to be fun to see the role that he plays. Could have a field day feeding those elite scorers.
And there's Gillis. Even at the beginning of the year, didn't feel right. And then I think it was that Malvern game that finally they had to shut him down with a back injury. But he's shown his leadership through that injury. Still, he's with the team. He's still the guy who wears that number 19 jersey. So great to see him back.
Yeah, he was dressed. He warmed up in the Riggs Rock game, which the 19 symbolizes for Jimmy Regan. Nice to see that. He's been itching to get back into playing with the boys.
Balsamo looking to dodge. Balsamo stings it high.
Dad Jimmy's on the staff, right? Kind of, definitely making sure they do the right thing by the kid.
Balsamo, nice dodge, still with it.
Yeah, good approach by Jacobs.
Oh, quick hands by Pizzo.
We've seen that combination really get red hot. Balsamo to Pizzo. Great decision. Look at him roll back. Eyes are always up. Look at his feet. Right on the stick. Catch and finish.
How about those wrists, huh?
Yeah, 16th goal. Pizzo, Cornell commit. That quick release.
Like usually you see guys use their legs to kind of step into it. He didn't need that.
And it's just it's a great feed. It's right on his stick. 33rd assist for Balsamo.
Now Santucci.
Game of runs so far.
Coming downhill, Sim. Kicks it out to Balsamo. And again, in the sub game, you get Gillis downhill. Gillis surrounded by Gales.
Jake Davies is a big sophomore. Jordan, the Gillis matchup right now. Like you said, brother Austin tore his ACL versus New Canaan, but Davies has been a core member of this defense, only giving up 5.8 a game.
His brother right now ended the bench with crutches. Sadly, his season is over. Cypress, just wide.
These D-mids stay on. They set those screens, the high wings. Just when you think they're about to throw it through X, Cypress dips his shoulder, tries to sting a top corner.
Versus the Ferrados, back out to Pizzo. And now Balsamo. Draws the slide, stings it. Hot hands, that was Sim, who fired wide.
Elliott's a little unconventional, you know, for the high school game. You see a lot of guys maybe college go to a high arc. Elliott plays a high arc, you know, which means that he's, you know, probably a step or two away from the crease line on some of these shots from the outside.
Interception at midfield. That was Battaglia.
Battaglia's been great, senior, heading to Sacred Heart.
And timeout by Chaminade. They've got a 5-3 lead here with 8:39 left in the first half. A busy time here for us on the Varsity Media Sports Network. A couple of games coming up. What is that, Thursday? You and I will be on the call for Shoreham Wading River and East Islip. Out at East Islip High School. That'll be a 4:30 start. Same time, same bat channel, Seaford and Long Beach. And then, of course, on Saturday, the 144th edition of the Wood Stick Classic. Under the lights there at Manhasset High School, Garden City, Manhasset. All the pomp and circumstance that comes with it. We will have, I think it's safe to say, right, a soapbox.
I've been in the lab. I've been talking to people. Probably the most impossible task of all time to try to put together an all-time GC and Manhasset team. I have pockets full of lists of All-Americans, and what an impressive program, history, lineage, Hall of Fames. Two programs that do it the right way.
I'm going to put a challenge your way. If you don't have Jim Brown on your all-time starting lineup,
listen, I was asking
soapbox.
I was asking around. I'm like, is this Jim Brown lacrosse stuff real? And I was told that legendary Syosset AD John Pappas, who passed away, would swear by it. So if it's good enough for Pappas, it's good enough for me. Jimmy Brown's got to be on there.
All right. It's a good list. Bouncer, Gillis can't scoop it up.
Pappas played at Syracuse.
Yard sale by Galata. Gets it back. He just looks different, doesn't he? And now a chance for something in the break. Walsh!
Call 911, the cops. Mineola police. Robbed one there.
Gillis goes quick the other way. To Balsamo, try to tap in at the back post.
It's just crazy, Walsh, with that size to be that athletic.
And that was Genova, who looked like he was going to get the goal there. Another juice type of goal that would have been for the Gales. But yeah, it's back to Gulata, just like he's made for this kind of a game, right? Against these Flyers, as that one is blocked.
He's a top defender, right? 4 stars by some publications. Now could be a teammate of Ben Fox at UNC.
Balsamo to the crease, and the finish, and a hat trick by Sim.
Hat trick, but how about this start by Balsamo? Special delivery, right? Again, using a pick just to create space, gets Balsamo on a shorty. Sim's just waiting in a sweet spot.
That's too much space. If you're on that Iona defense, you got to recognize where 4 is.
Yeah, good job going against the grain, using a pick, getting the shorty. Coach Grismer runs the offense with Coach K. They really love to get mismatches, flip the field. They're going to love that one.
I bet what Santucci is doing here as well. You've got now a 3-headed monster at the face-off X for Chaminade. Side netting.
Kind of feel like Iona needs one.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, this is a must.
And you're hoping that, that's great save by Walsh doesn't, like, all of a sudden, put him on a heater.
There's the freshman, Drew Hiltze. A lot put on his shoulders, right? Running with that first midfield. But he's been up to the challenge.
Yeah, super athletic family. Mom plays Springfield field hockey. Brother Nick, Union baseball. Dean, brother, Scranton Lax. They know a bit.
Downhill against Bakirs. Now Plunkett's got his defender hung up.
Can Plunkett dunk it?
Tries the inside roll. That's a great slide. And the shot goes wide.
Kay right away, the first thing he said on the call was 10 and 20 are really good. We have to make sure we guard them and also have our head on a swivel because Plunkett's so good at feeding the ball.
Here's O'Boyle. Pumps the brakes. Inside roll. Bouncer goes wide.
Yeah, good slide. That was Matt Offsey, senior, High Point. He'll be maybe rooming with Billy Haggerty.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Plunkett. Loses it. As the shot clock expires. A little bit sloppy there on the clearing game for Chaminade as the Gales will get the ball back. A week ago, was it today, right? Iona was at St. Anthony's. And that game was a 4-2 game heading into the fourth quarter.
Like you said, this defense has been playing great, right? Bosco to 4 goals, St. Anthony's to 7, New Canaan to 8. They're right there against elite competition. And Kay spoke so highly about Iona Prep, and we're going to keep them on the schedule. We love everything that they do, how they compete.
It might not have the depth of a Chaminade or a St. Anthony's. Maybe that becomes a difference, but they've got dudes. And that's one of them who is denied. Haggerty denied by Walsh.
Yeah, I think that one great save really is kind of locked in Walsh. That's staring down Billy Haggerty. And made it look easy, like you're having a catch on a Sunday afternoon.
That was Kieran Walsh's 4th save of this first half.
Like what they did there, Iona Prep had a little 2-man game. They slipped it, had one of their best guys, at 8 yards. Great save.
Napolitano in and out of his stick, and Shapiro recovers. Riding and clearing, right? So it sometimes sounds simple, but
every level. We've done college games as well, and they say the same thing. And every coach is almost embarrassed. They're like, it's pretty much the same ground balls, riding, clearing. Well, that's the game. And, add in occasional finish. We got to finish. And most of the keys for all the coaches, whether it's PAL or high D1.
That's why I'm a big fan of Tommy Zumo's keys. He'll throw in a little extra, hold them to 30% shooting, or we have to get 20 to 25 ground ball. He throws a lot of math in there for us, which I appreciate. Look at Atwell. That's a great block from behind.
Yeah, it's Drummy. Welcome back. Football linebacker. He's going to school at University of Virginia.
Arista Ferrados tries to switch it to his left.
You lose Austin Davies, but you get Drummy back. And Coach Trezano said we're better when 16's in the lineup.
Slide comes Balsamo's way, tries to feed the crease. Pizzo still came up with the bouncing ball, shot it wide.
Great 2 slide by Galata. You know, we've seen him in transition. We've seen him with the ball in his stick, but that was a well-executed two-slide, showing his ability to play team defense.
Now Iona's got to try to clear the ball. Chaminade not showing 10-man, at least not yet.
Coach K said it's something we want to do. They got caught one time against Manhasset. It's just something that you have to commit to.
Here's O'Boyle. Yeah, it's not going to be a regular, not like an old school St. Joe's current Penn type of situation with the 10-man, but it's one of those you want to have in your back pocket.
Yeah, especially if you fall behind by a couple late, you need to get it back.
Coming with some speed, the bouncer.
Yeah, that's the ability we see from the freshman. He wins his matchup. Great place shot to the far side, just catches the pipe.
And again, sloppy play for both teams attempting to clear the ball. Oh, Iona got a timeout out of that. So the Gales will have possession as we take a look at some success in the AA, right, for Iona. Last year, 14-6. They beat Kellenberg 16-5 to win the New York State Class AA championship. It was the program's 7th Catholic State championship. Part of last year's team, you had Matt Plunkett now at Holy Cross, Luke Pasacreta at Jacksonville. He was an All-American as well. Vincent Crispy, the defender at Marist. The year before that, you lose to your arch rivals in Archbishop Stepanak, 14-9 to end your season. 18-4 in 2023. You beat St. Joe's Collegiate 13-8 to win the New York State Class AA crown.
With those seasons comes individual AA accolades. You had the goalie of the year with Elliott. You had the long stick midi of the year with Galata. And Haggerty was the attacker of the year.
A lot of success on the AA level historically for Iona Prep under their 20th year head coach Rick Trezano. You consider the 16 league titles, the 7 state titles, 27 All-Americans. He's done a great job. Here's Gulata again. Right off the timeout, we go pole to pole. That shot, though, off the mark by Jake Davies. Trezano played his lacrosse at Albany. Then he founded the program at Eastchester. You think of Eastchester now, right? Like it's a proving ground, right? Like it's fertile grounds there for some really impressive lacrosse. And he's the guy who got the whole thing started, planted the seeds some 20 years ago. Walsh gets down low to make the save on Hiltzy.
His last 3 have been ridiculous, right? That's why he's the #1 ranked goalie. He's gone high, he's gone low, in tight.
And there's Sim. Pumps the brakes. Shapiro takes the check.
Really impressed with Hiltzy so far, the freshman. Two-way, gets up and down, smart, can win a matchup.
Here's Balsamo now. Comes downhill at speed. Balsamo denied.
You see how Elliott kind of comes out and really challenges you.
7th first half save for Elliott. Final minute of the first half. Here's Balsamo. Balsamo, first penalty as well, as he was taken down by Drummy.
Yeah, again, that pick, GLE, stick gets around the midsection, around the legs. That's a penalty 99.9% of the time.
Brendan Wallace says that is a 30-second hold. So first man up for Chaminade in this one. And looking on the fields, yeah, this is where Gillis is out there for the Flyers. There he is on the ball. Balsamo stepped down low to high shot by Cypress is wide.
Cypress is not afraid to shoot it. His confidence is growing and growing with every game. 3 goals against Manhasset.
Sim to Gillis, now Balsamo.
Balsamo's in his patented trigger spot on the man up.
Whips it down low to Haristoforatos for the goal.
As good of a feeder as I've seen Balsamo. Just watch this pass, right? Haristoforatos, he's a great sophomore, but when someone puts it on your stick like that, you can catch and finish. Just an amazing senior to sophomore combination. Balsamo was one of those sophomores once on the varsity. Nice job by him. Haristoforatos, one of the best 28s in the country.
That man-up goal by Haristoforatos. 10th of the season. How about Balsamo having a day? 2 and 3. That's of their 7 goals. 7-3 the lead. Final face-off perhaps of this first half goes to the Flyers. And maybe they can move quick here. Balsamo spins.
What a feed.
Feed. Atwell bouncer saved.
What a great save. You see that high arc come into play. Cuts down the angle. Balsamo, everything he touches is turning to gold.
7-3 at half. Soap early on. It was the Ryan Elliott show.
Yeah, watch this save. Boom. That's the one that got him going. We've seen Lena Enneman make a couple like that, just robbing it, right? That's one of the best shooters in the country, like you're having a catch in the backyard. And then he got one more on the doorstep.
Yeah, then Kieran Walsh took over the leading role late. 7-3 Chaminade at the break. You're watching it all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Katie Ledecky. As an Olympic athlete, you might think staying healthy is easy for me. Truth is, we all face challenges. Keeping the right mindset is how we achieve our best personal performance. At Catholic Health, the same focus on wellness and prevention that I follow every day is the way they think too. That's why I'm teaming up with Catholic Health to help make healthcare even more positive, proactive, and personal for every person across Long Island. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media Sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves. You've seen the dedication, the long hours, the early mornings, the sacrifice. You know your athlete has what it takes, but how do you make sure the right people see it? The recruiting process isn't easy. Coaches are flooded with highlights, but how do you stand out in the crowd? At Varsity Media, we specialize in creating game-changing ISO videos, high-definition, athlete-focused footage that highlights exactly what college recruiters want to see. With our up-close ISO video, we capture your athlete's key moments. No more wide angles showing other players. This is just your athlete's pure, raw talent. This is more than a video. This is the opportunity your athlete deserves. Give your athlete the edge they need. Make the right impression with Varsity Media's ISO video service. The future starts now.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Long live the morning routine. Long live friendly competition. Long live cozy nights at home. And long live healthcare that works with your life. Access to great doctors, simple mobile app, convenient locations across Long Island? Absolutely. You have options, but at Catholic Health, we'd like to remind you to choose you first, because we did too. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
Well, I've been working with Varsity Media for, 14 years. When we have video needs, whether that be a game, whether that be a practice, whether it be social media, it's nice to know that somebody understands what we're looking for without asking for it.
We started working with Varsity Media back in 2021, and since then they've been an absolute game changer, putting our event on the map. Varsity Media couldn't be a better partner, and if you're looking to optimize your event, I couldn't recommend them anymore.
It's been great for us. You know, the kids really get excited when they know that Varsity Media is going to be here. Not just what's happening on the football field, but all the excitement that's around it. It really boosts the environment here, and everybody gets really excited for what's going on.
Varsity Media is reliable, professional, and their quality work is fantastic. It's like watching ESPN. The announcers are unreal, really do a great job of speaking to the coaches to get the knowledge of the players, the season, what's going on with the team. There is nothing better than Varsity Media doing a live broadcast.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media. You're watching Varsity Media, New York's high school sports network.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email ben@varsitymedia.net.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Back here at Gold Star Stadium, getting set for the start of the second half. It is Chaminade and Iona. It is Chaminade a 7-3 lead. Dylan Butler, Brian Soper, our entire Varsity Media crew. Soap, let's take a quick look at our first half stats.
First half of runs, you know, Chaminade got the last run, 7-3 on the scoreboard. You see them out shooting Prep. Elliott was very good in the first half. 8 saves by him, 5 for Walsh, who caught fire in the second quarter. Domination at the X by Chaminade, and not Walsh and Santucci. 8 out of 11, and that was a great man-up goal with the assist by Balsamo, finding Haristoforatos to late in the second quarter.
Some individual stats for you from that first half. Brendan Sim with 3 goals to lead Chaminade. Balsamo with 2 and 3. Haristoforatos with a goal as well for Iona Prep. Goals by Haggerty, Napolitano, and then a juice goal by Gulata. Gales possession to start this first half. They'll have a little bit of a reset of the shot clock. So they'll put 60 on said shot clock. And there is Plunkett. Will go down, Soap, when all is said and done, as certainly one of the best players to come out of Iona Prep.
Definitely looks like an emphasis at half was to get Plunkett going.
That one was eaten. It looks like was a flag thrown there, as looks like this will be against Chaminade. It'll be a hold. So second man up opportunity for Iona. They are 0 for 1 with the extra man.
Iona staff was hoping they were going to go with the trip, which would have been a minute.
But these are the situations, Soap, right? You've got to capitalize if you're Iona.
0 for 1 of the man up. They had a feed to the high crease. Got to check on the hand, so didn't get off a great shot on Walsh.
Haggerty's up top. Plunkett. Haggerty! That didn't take long. Man up goal for Iona.
That was a beautiful set. Any coaches out there, clip this one. They pop, quick draw the coma. Now they have a step down. That's the guy for the job. High and hard by Haggerty. But a great set by the Gales.
For Haggerty, goal number 2 on the game.
Yeah, he's a gunslinger, Billy the Kid.
How about through his first 3 years, 154 goals for the Gales. Now they will pull, Iona does, with Gulata, but the faceoff win again for Chaminade.
It's not, you see certain coaches, Crawley, very similar to Haggerty, right? A shooter, good size. You can see why High Point was all over him in the recruiting.
We'll go down and play in the A10. Again, Cypress looking for something in the sub game to Atwell. Balsamo!
One of his best games in a while so far. 3-3 for him now. See, Atwell finds him. Great one more pass by Ferraro Rich. See that high arc. That's his patented spot. It's kind of like the Ovechkin spot in hockey. Knows what to do from that area.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of Chaminade games, right? Doesn't it? It feels like he's more aggressive shooting the ball today, right? Like he's kind of been this ultra facilitator.
Listen, maybe it's having his boy back, 19. They got the band back together.
Look at this, off the face-off and the finish! Trapani!
Definitely, we saw Trapani score a similar goal in a transition situation.
Look at this. He gets a 10 here for originality.
Yeah, the 20, the 10, the 5, right? He was the MVP for the football team. Maybe something about seeing Iona prep Chaminade.
But even before that, he had the roll, kept the ball. That was outstanding stuff by Trapani.
Great end to the half by Chaminade. Great start to the half by Chaminade. That's exactly what you want as a coaching staff.
Galata tries to use his size as he mucks up this face-off.
Really puts emphasis on your wings.
And Chaminade comes away.
Great job, Santucci. Keeping it alive. Iona went to Galata, right? Last two draws have been by the pole. Won't be shocked maybe if they go double pole.
I wondered how much we would see of Gillis. Wasn't sure if he a first half and done, but here he comes. Gillis.
He's looked good, you know, when you get out there and you get a couple of runs.
I wondered, too, because you saw early on, Soap, that he got hit pretty hard in that first half. I wanted to kind of see how he responded to that. As there's Balsamo. Slide comes his way. The feed, that's another great save inside.
Yeah, that was deflected. That was like a hockey playoff shot, deflected by Sim.
Pizzo, ride back. And Sim, to that point, tried to stuff it in. Gulata, wide open right now. Ball bouncing. It is picked up by Haggerty.
It looks like Galata's grabbing his hand. You see him walking off the field here. He goes down on a knee.
Yeah, you don't.
At the 40.
That's not something that you want to see if you're Iona. At the very end of their game against New Canaan, you had Austin Davies, the starting close defenseman, go out with a season-ending ACL injury, and now you see your best defender in Gulata come off holding his right arm or wrist.
Yeah, he's in a lot of pain. He's chasing after that loose ball, kind of got sandwiched, probably a check on the wrist.
You hope just like a stinger of some sort, and he gets back in there. Here's Plunkett, sidearm wide.
Nice job by Duran. Kind of gets a trail check. Versatile Duran, played a lot of pole last year. Nice check by him.
Mentioned he's going to Princeton as a student. Walsh.
I've heard rumblings that it could be a kind of preferred walk-on type situation.
That's what I was about to say, right? Like you put a call in, like watch this tape of one of your incoming students here. And we've seen a lot of Island guys, right, play defense in the Ivies.
And listen, it's a place where you want to have guys. You want to develop a pipeline, right? We've had, Tyler Sandoval, Sam Bonafide, all the way back to Rob Torty, some great Chaminade players who wore the orange and black for Princeton.
But even of recent years, right, you had Jesse Phelan, right, at Dartmouth out of Cold Spring Harbor. Pat Pisano, also Cold Spring Harbor at Yale.
Animal. Mulholland is at Dartmouth.
Yeah, out of Manhasset.
Arnold was a UPenn guy. Chicken wing.
Don't say chicken wings. We're right by the cornerstone. We hit it up last week. I think we sold them out. I don't know if they had any wings that were left after we were done with them.
Start calling you the bone collector.
There's Sykes. Sends it out to midfield. I like the question, right? They're like, oh, would you like some wing? What would you like? Would you like this or that? Or are we like, yes. Just all of the above.
But that was a great stop. It's amazing how as a goalie, one save can really get you going. That one in transition by Walsh. Seems like it's a beach ball for him right now.
Yeah, that one, right? Like late, and the shot by the short stick D midi, Gulata had to come back into the cage. If that's the NHL, you might have a review there to see if the whole ball crossed the goal line, but you're right? As a goalie, you need that sometimes.
Yeah.
You need that save. You want it earlier maybe than that, but here's Sim. What a feed, and there's a guy who was locked in from the very beginning of this game, Ryan Elliott.
On Gillis, you know Gillis wants one bad. You see him staying out there on the attack. Just love the way Elliott attacks the ball. He plays that high arc so that he cuts down angle. It gives him a little bit less time, but his hands are so quick that he's able to compensate.
And then a failure on the clearing game there by Iona. Failure to advance.
You know Bowdoin's mascot?
Bears.
The polar bears, you're right. And and Elliott is part of the Iona Prep Polar Plungers, right? They do that every year for Special Olympics to raise money. So pretty cool, the polar bear. He's going to be right in his element up in Maine.
Sim. Nice roll back, the bouncer wide.
Just look at him on the ground. You see, like his attacking, right, his high arc. If he attacks the ball, he's outside the crease. That's all by design.
And their season also starts in late January in Maine.
That must be fun. But I was shocked to turn it on, to look it up. And Coach Bill Mason, they're 15-0. Their goalie, Alec Delgado, Del Barton product who, we've seen Del Barton a bunch. Really good programs, really good players everywhere.
So they'll have a reset of the shot clock here. Elliott part of that group as well, right? We mentioned before with Haggerty and Plunkett. The captain, a 4-year guy for this group.
So I think it was Coach Trezano told us that I think he's only the fourth goalie all time to start as a sophomore, to be a 3-time starter. He was on the varsity as a freshman, but not the starter.
Sim off the restart. Bouncer goes wide. And there's Gillis. Gulata warming up behind the bench. Would love to get himself back in. Here is Sim.
Listen, Mike Moran's one of the best trainers around here at Chaminade. If he gives him the okay, full faith.
Balsamo to Gillis. What a shot by Cypress. His hand was on the pump.
Give Gillis an assist here, I think. Again, hockey assist by Balsamo, rolls away. One side of the field to the other. That's what Coach K wants. It's nice to have number 10 loaded, the Yale commit. Coach Shea definitely been following Cyprus this year. Got to be really happy with this big, strong shooter. Can invert as well, but he's been showing off his bombing skills lately.
So you were right. The assist does go to Gillis. Good to see Gulata back out there. Took that face-off on the wing. And here comes Atwell. Look at the ball movement, and look at the finish by Pizzo.
Another assist to Balsamo. Tic-tac-toe. This is what makes them so hard. You have Atwell, right, gets it to Trapani to Balsamo. Pizzo climbs the hash. You do that every day in practice. You shoot, you climb the hash. Textbook, great feed, great finish. Everything going the way of the Flyers right now.
Pizzo's second, Balsamo's fourth assist to go along with 3 goals on the day. And 11-4 is the lead now for the Flyers. Santucci. Chaminade goes quick. That shot by Kelly Knapp.
Junior heading to St. John's. He wanted to get in on the deep
yeah.
scoring party. But Knapp has some offensive skills as well. Brother Brian's at West Point. Dad was a West Point grad. Tough kid, high IQ.
Balsamo off the screen. He's got the short stick. You know the slide's coming. There it is.
Great lift.
Really was. It forces Atwell to pick it off the ground. That was Jake Davies.
Just a sophomore. Really shown well today.
Balsamo. That shot off the mark by Gillis.
The hockey assist is so important for this offense. Oh, great save.
Rebound is wide. That was a shot by Sam Fox.
Yeah, nice cut by Fox. Really good off ball. I'd be really good off ball too if Balsamo, I knew he was going to get me the rock. Every team wants to have off-ball presence, but unless you have a guy like Balsamo who you trust will get the ball to guys just cut a little bit harder and find space when you got a guy like one.
Atwell rings it off the bar. Look at the rebound. We're playing the crossbar challenge here. As Pizzo put it off the bar as well.
Hit the spot in the middle. Just under siege lately. Elliott and Cage.
There's Gillis. Balsamo! The band is back together.
Yeah, just, gets into a seam here. You see kind of an adjacent slide. Kind of hedges and shows. That's his sweet spot. How many hours has he spent in that spot? Puts it in the holster.
$12-4 the lead now.
I think Balsamo was not happy with hearing about all the Haggerty Plunkett talk of slinging it.
Yeah, the man in black wanted something to say about that. 4-4 now in the game for him.
See, this is more him, right? Last year he was 38 goals, 37 assists, right? Very even. Slightly tilted more to a facilitator earlier in the year. But, yeah, man, he can shoot with the best of them. Just accurate, right? I mean, rarely do you see him miss the cage. The goalie needs to make a save or it's going in.
So May 13th is the day that you circle, right? That's the second matchup, Chaminade St. Anthony's for the New York State Catholic AAA Championship game. So you get Gillis back on the field here. It's April 28th. Right, you've got a few more games here if you're Chaminade. You want to start him off slow, ramp him up, but I mean, you have seen a lot of time out of him and looks good. I mean, the question, of course, now is after, right? Like, how do you feel after? There's going to be soreness. He's not stepped on the field in a while. He has been practicing, though. But this is a positive right now if you're Chaminade with what you're getting out of Gillis for this amount of time. And he's smart. He knows his body, right? He's not going to – this isn't the game to extend yourself in. And you know, with all those coaches on the Chaminade sideline, there's questions as soon as he gets off. How you feeling? Are you all right? Shut it down? No? All right, you can go back out. As that one does find a way to beat Walsh. Give the goal to Haggerty.
Love seeing this. You know, it's as old school as it comes, whether it's lacrosse, little backdoor cut. Walsh.
Oh, excuse me, not Haggerty. That was 11 O'Boyle.
Sean O'Boyle, Fairfield, another captain for this Iona team. Football player. Wyckoff on Chaminade going to Fairfield as well. But Boyle was really good last year, kind of came on 16 and 18 last year as a junior. Nice back cut.
Santucci. Walsh pushes it ahead to Balsamo. Final minute of this third quarter. The Flyers, as they seem to do every game now, so that we see them at least, they create that separation in the third quarter.
The ability to spur it away. I think underrated. We keep thinking about offense. You know, their defense has been really solid and physical this year.
As a defense that only gives up 8.2 goals per game. Here is Sim. Curls back, now to the outside. Gillis, they move quickly with 9. Bouncer wide. In and out of the stick of Balsamo to Gillis. The feed. Nothing there, loose ball. Listen, so Johnny Cash is the guy known as the man in black. But number one for Chaminade has been Cash Money.
His shooting is like shooting into a ring of fire. Number one in the program. Number one in the stat sheet today, 4 and 4.
Fourth quarter coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Hi, I'm Katie Ledecky. As an Olympic athlete, you might think staying healthy is easy for me. Truth is, we all face challenges. Keeping the right mindset is how we achieve our best personal performance. At Catholic Health, the same focus on wellness and prevention that I follow every day is the way they think too. That's why I'm teaming up with Catholic Health to help make healthcare even more positive, proactive, and personal for every person across Long Island. Long live you, and long live Long Island.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email Ben at varsitymedia.net.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
Back at Gold Star Stadium, final 12 minutes to be played here. It is Chaminade with a 12-5 lead over Iona Prep. Dylan Butler, Brian Soper, our entire Varsity Media crew here. They'll call that a push, so it'll be Iona Prep ball.
Got to think Plunkett going to try to get in the score sheet now.
Yeah, just the one assist so far for him. There he goes, GLE, you called it, but he went off the side netting.
Nice job by Duran, good patience. Plunkett was trying to like S-dodge, get higher, but Duran did a good job just riding his hip.
You've got 4 and 4 for Balsamo. He's got the ball now. 3 for Sim. 2 for Pizzo, Haristoforados, and Cypress, and Trapani with a goal apiece. There is Sim.
They're going to try to get 19 a goal.
There is Gillis with the ball at X. Early slide, so Balsamo slings it across the way to Sim. Sim with the finish. Overhand for his 4th.
Sim City. This is some shot. This is like one of those games of horse. You go triple bar down. You know, change the direction, gets underneath, runs out of angle. That's a crazy finish by him. When you're hot, you're hot.
Sim with 27 now on the year. Another guy who's got Ivy in his future. Ivy League tournament about to start, right, this week. Santucci saved off the stick.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, he contorted his body. You know, we saw a lot of that with Kirst and Firth and the left-handers for Cornell. You know, Pizzo and Sim both chasing a dream of a D1 championship. Would like to get a Catholic League AAA championship before that.
Yeah, the last one for Chaminade, you've got to go back to 2018 when a guy named Patty Kavanaugh darted from behind the cage, scored 3 seconds left. The winner for the Flyers.
There it is.
And that's the moment a lot of folks around here have been waiting for, especially probably the guy wearing 19.
Got to feel good. You know, he's scored well over 100 of these, but that's got to feel really good. All the hard work to get back. You see all his friends coming over to celebrate with him. Chaminade is an elite team. They are even more elite, right, when you get the #1 ranked recruit in the country back with that left-hand finisher.
His 11th of the year. And a timeout called with 9:41 left. Take a look at what's ahead here for both of these teams. And for Chaminade, it's all about getting ready for May 13th. So to do so, you have a tough trip to Del Barton. Wilton will be here in a week's time. We'll have that game as well. And then Darien has Chaminade. It looks like they're trying to win the Connecticut State Championship this year. And that all gets you ready for May 13th If you are Chaminade, that's when Chaminade St. Anthony's round 2 happens for the Catholic State Championship. And then for the Gales of Iona, it's their rivalry game against Fordham Prep. And they've still got a bunch more games left in the season. You see Bronxville, Fairfield, Ludlow on their schedule as well, as they'll try to again win another AA championship in the Catholic League.
Kind of, they're a little different from last year, right? Chaminade went on a real heater right over the season. They finally beat St. Anthony's during the regular season, but then got clipped at the end. They're hoping the opposite. They lose in the regular season, stay hot, and they are the last team standing this year.
It does feel weird to say, right? Like 2018 was their last championship, that 14-13 thriller over St. Anthony's, but you got to throw in the COVID year as well and all the wackiness that happened as a result of that. But make no mistake, these guys, they know their history.
Do you think that like the national schedules has changed this rivalry at all, or you still think it's just St. Anthony's or Chaminade?
No, it's still, if anything, it's, I think, increased it, right? Because both teams, it's crazy to think it too. And Jack Moran would always say it as the Chaminade longtime head coach, is like every game that we play is to prepare us for that one. Like that one game or 2 games. It used to be 3. I'm kind of glad they took that one off, because you'd be home and away, and then you play a 3rd one. That's a little bit overkill. I think 2 is a good number for that matchup.
Yeah, good to see Galata back. He knocked down that pass by Balsamo. He threw one at someone's foot, had a pass knocked down. He's human, Dill. He's human. The game is not that easy.
Coaches make it sound easy, right? Ride and clear, ground balls. And then between the restraining lines, it's sometimes chaotic. There's Haggerty. Yard sale against him. Duran comes away. Looking to move quick.
Nice job by Offsey. Has good feet, good speed, rarely gets beat. He's an MMA guy, jiu-jitsu. That's the best. He's a jiu-jitsu guy and a pickleballer.
I mean, I haven't heard that combination before. Like, you've had synergies of lacrosse and football, certainly, but pickleball is rising in popularity.
See how high out he is? That's a great stop. That's why you play the high arc. Really impressed by him.
Yeah, I think for a lot of these guys on Iona, it's like, can we be on the same field as a Chaminade? And he's a guy who checks that box in a big way. Sim, Balsamo.
Great save.
Pizzo denied.
Top hand drive. He's locked in. You just watch him, right? He's communicating every shot. He's locked in. They're down 9. You would never know it. You can tell he takes a lot of pride in keeping lacrosse balls out of the net.
Yeah, we've seen some good ones this year. So whether it's the national guys or look at this. Come on now. The ground ball first.
Yeah, with one hand. Number one hand, GB. Not supposed to do that, but look at this little Indian scoop. Bam, just.
And then 5-hole, takes the hit.
You know, in a day and age where a lot of guys like to scorch the top of the net, I'm telling you, like in practice and stuff, a lot of guys try to go high. He mixes up his shot, but that's his bread and butter. That 3/4 low.
He scooped that like he had a long pole in his hand. 15-5 for Chaminade.
That's what everyone's, they've been so dangerous, right? Balsamo, Gillis, their third year together. You take out Cutton, right, who had 50 points last year, but you add guys like Sim and Pizzo, who played midfield roles last year as sophomores.
You talk about heating up. How about this? So, third straight game now for Chaminade. They've reached the 15-goal mark.
It's like a six-headed monster, right? You really don't know who it is, right? As soon as you think like, well, Balsamo, he's a feeder. All right, how's 5 and 4? Oh, great slide, Shapiro.
And that forces, I believe, a timeout for Iona. See what Brendan Wallace has.
What would you say? Balsamo has 5 goals on 6 shots? 7 shots?
Yeah, maybe. He hasn't. We'll get the stats from the Flyers, but yeah, I don't think.
Just accurate.
Also, going to be a penalty against Chaminade. At least I thought. Yep, there it is. 30-second hold. Oh, 2 penalties. Duran gets a slash as well. So Shapiro on the hold, Duran on the slash. So it'll be a 6-on-4 advantage for Iona Prep. They do have a man-up goal in the first half.
This is a tough situation. You got 2 real lethal shooters. I feel like Walsh is going to have to make one here.
Well, you mentioned you want to get Plunkett a goal here. This is a great opportunity to do so. There he is. Low to low, Walsh again.
Great stop. If Balsamo has that low shot patented, that low save where he splits down, patented Eneman type maneuver.
I thought he was ready to take a nap there. He leaned all the way back.
Lean back.
And Iona not happy with that shot because now you'll be one and done on a 6-on-4.
That's the thing about Walsh is, you go in, you're like, all right, 6'5", 6'6". Where are you going to shoot? Not high, right? You're going to go low, but I think Walsh is even better down low, especially when he gets that split save going.
Here's Gillis out of the box. They slide to him instantly. Balsamo. Why not have a go, Meyerhofer?
Just great offense, flipping the field, unselfish.
They'll put it in the corner on the shot clock.
That would have been textbook offense. Work it around, get it to 5 seconds on the shot clock. Good look by Meyerhofer. Didn't miss that pipe by much.
Oh, Balsamo. He is having a day, Soap.
Does it all, showing off the wide range of skills. You don't just get 5-star rankings. You earn them. Kid's earned it. Well-rounded attackman. Will play with his brother Charles at UVA, or at least go the same way as him.
And UVA made the tournament, or the conference tournament, as that's a look to the cage. Shot wide by Dirks. That's another one you circle too, right? Watch the ACC tournament.
Yeah, when the one team that's not in is Duke, and they dismantled UNC on Saturday, that's a crazy league.
You have Syracuse, Carolina, Virginia.
Those two leagues are just crazy, the Ivy League and the ACC.
There's a lot of talk for a few years about the Big Ten, but it does feel like the ACC and the Ivies have kind of created some separation there. Ooh, nearly an own goal. That's like a wicked deflection.
Yeah, Haggerty's a hockey guy as well as Sykes.
So I think if you're Chaminade, Soap, you kind of check off all the boxes of things that you want to happen in this game.
Yeah, nice job getting some other guys in there. Ryan Oak, we saw him have a good game against Manhasset. Wyckoff was impressive against Manhasset as well. Going to Fairfield.
And how about I don't think we'll see him today, but how about in our call with Greg Kay, talked about your boy Cataldo, you Hicksville goalies. Said the original plan was to take him out in the midway through the fourth, but he makes the save. We've got it on our socials. He makes that save, and you're like, we have to, like, now you take him out, third quarter, right? That's your walk-off.
Yeah, mic drop. Yeah, that was a crazy save. I think it was Kazalakis.
And Dirks dives in for his first.
Yeah, fitting. You said dives, right? Coast Guard recruit, high IQ. Believe this is his second goal on the year. Just a guy with some fresh legs, right? Finds the seam, gets under. Great finish.
Yeah, correction to that. His fourth of the year for the senior from Lloyd Harbor.
Sorry, Luke.
Clean win for Banahan. They'll try to go quick, looking to locate Sykes. But Iona Prep turns it over.
Yes, Sykes is a sophomore. Good compliment to Plunkett and Haggerty. Had 3 goals versus Wilton. Tough kid, hockey player.
It is pretty crazy, like when you have Chaminade, St. Anthony's, Iona Prep, like Iona Prep doesn't play the Malverns, right, or those type of programs. But regionally, they're all playing the same teams, right? Like Bosco and Wilton and Staple, like all those teams, it feels like that these teams are playing this year. Final minute now of regulation.
Yeah, Luke Hunsberger, nice GB.
The lefty finish. Jack Russo.
Just a kid from Bayville out there slinging the rock. Again, left hand, bang, right? You see, shoots around him, that high arc, buzzes him by the head.
Super impressive performance on both sides of the ball for Chaminade. Again, this is an Iona team that held St. Anthony's to 4 goals through 3 quarters.
Only giving up 5.8 goals per game to put 17 up. That's an impressive offensive performance. I think in the Manhasset game, you had 12 different scorers. You know, a handful of scorers today. But no doubt Balsamo led them today.
Good knockdown. Final chance perhaps here for Plunkett. Plunkett looks like he's trying to get it.
Yeah, just couldn't find any room today.
The hitch, one last shot. It will go wide, and a comprehensive win for Chaminade as they defeat Iona Prep 17-5.
The Gales were stuck at 5 for quite a long time. The defense locked in, Walsh locked in, dominated possessions as well.
So Chaminade, they came out, they were all business. This was a close game early on, in part because of that guy. Some terrific saves early on by Ryan Elliott. They get a pole goal as well by Gulata. But there's the man in black. What a day it was for him. And Walsh on the other side. Balsamo with 5 and 4. Walsh making some big saves. And then it was just too much offensive firepower from the guys in red and white as Chaminade wins this one 17-5.
And getting that Gillis goal, right, that was the cherry on top of a Chaminade team, 7 in a row, rolling, looking to finish the season the correct way.
For our executive producer, Ben Turchin, our technical director, Chris Sweeney, for Kevin Catalanano, bringing you all those great moving images, for my broadcast partner, Brian Soper, Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us from Gold Star Stadium. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Varsity Media Sports Network.